You're unfiltered and on ball with D and Jam and Rob. Bold, unapologetic.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Unfiltered and On Ball. I'm your host, D Strop, here with that boy Jammin'. Jammin'. What up, fam? It's episode 2. Man. What your life been like in the past week?
Life is life, bro. Life
Type
is
shit.
life. Shoot, we just making it work, bro. Just doing everything I can with every 24 hours.
Man, well, you know what? I'll tell you what, it's been a lot going on, man. Before we get started, man, I'll take a moment of silence out for Spirit Airlines, RP Spirit Airlines. Man, you know, as a person who flies and is around the airline business, all jokes aside, bro, that's a lot. So that's, I want to say 17,000 more plus people that are out of work. And that's just the people that work for the company. That's not including the people who were affected by trying to get to and from, be if they was going home, visiting loved ones, so on and so forth. So man, it was a lot that took place with that. You know, so to see an airline really have to go down like that and you know, have to shut down, it's shutting down damn near like our economy here. But hey, that's another conversation in itself. But man, welcome back, bro, to Unfiltered. We got a lot to talk about. NBA playoffs, the heartbreaks, and the heroics. We got a little bit of NFL news. We're gonna talk about some of the drama with the Mega Stallion and the Klay Thompson and the man celebrities being in a fishbowl and people being in a fishbowl, period, with this social media and dating online. So we're gonna address that. We're gonna talk about Rennie Sorsby and betting. Man, that man tripping. But before we get started, man, make sure that y'all follow us on all our social media sites. TikTok, we on YouTube, and now we have officially y'all our own website. So, you know, give it up for us, man. It is www.unfilteredandonball. So it's just ANDONBAL.unfiltered and on ball. We got our own site. We will be sitting up here putting our merchandise on there. So we got a lot going on, bro. We moving. We trying to make sure we got everything, you know what I'm saying, in rotation for y'all to keep y'all intrigued and keep everything cracking on here, man. So Jammin', the NBA playoffs. We talked about it a little bit, bro. What's going on, bro? What's your thoughts?
What? Man, so you got the Celtics blowing a 3-1 lead against the Philadelphia 76ers. Embiid putting the team on his back. DJ Edgecombe is not playing like a rookie. He's playing like a seasoned vet.
Right.
Jason Tatum, you know, he tried to push through his calf injury, couldn't do it. So that left Derek White and Jaylen Brown to pick up the slack. Obviously, it wasn't enough. Then you got a 41-year-old LeBron James at 41 years old leading a team like he's 28 years old. And the Lakers going to the second round for the first time since 2023. It's crazy. And now we got a matchup against the Timberwolves and the San Antonio Spurs. You got the Twin Towers, Wemby and Gobert. I want to see what that matchup gonna be like.
Yeah, that's gonna be intriguing, man.
Hold up. The Knicks winning by 51 freaking points against the Atlanta Hawks. I almost forgot about that. I don't know why, because I think they had a record 89 points at halftime. It's crazy work.
Yeah, they shouldn't even showed up, bro.
No.
I don't even know what the fuck that was
Not at
like.
all.
bro. That might have been the most. That might have been one of the most embarrassing professional losses.
Facts.
Like I'm talking about like across professional sports. That might have been the most embarrassing as far as in a playoff setting. But you just spoke about the 76ers and the Celtics. So Embiid came back from an emergency epidectomy to lead the Philly back to a 3-1 deficit. Um and they clinched the series beating Boston 109 to 100. Embiid came back, dropped 34 with 12 boards in the clincher. Um, so here goes the thing, man. We're gonna talk about this a little bit.
Got to.
What's up with the Boston Celtics, bro? Let's get unfiltered.
Let's get unfiltered. Either Jaylen Brown's got to go or Jason Tatum got to go. There's something about that matchup that just is not working. They could always try to add somebody. I think they're trying to. They were trying to go for Giannis, but with a deal of that magnitude, somebody got to go.
Right. I don't,
So I mean, you might have a package of just Jaylen Brown and maybe a pick or two or extra player, um, like a smaller tiered player, or you have Jaylen Brown still and maybe the possibility of Derek White as a package for Giannis, and maybe they get him like a mid-tier, small-tier player from the Bucks. So I mean, either way, if they really want to improve, one of them got to go. And Jaylen Brown actually showed that he could be an MVP player. Obviously, Jason Tatum has showed the same as well, but I don't think that the matchup within itself is working. Kind of like Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant.
so didn't if I seen right, Tatum went down with an injury, right?
Yeah,
Listen, so this is the unfiltered take. Jaylen Brown is the face of that team. Not in the aspect of that's what the marketing aspect, but he is that team. Um, it's been too many times where Tatum's disappeared either as far as just point wise or he's disappeared due to injuries. So the question is the durability and the reliability of Jason Tatum when it gets down to it. He's young, I get it. A lot of people forgetting that the man is only 26 years old. He's already won the national. I mean, he's already won the NBA Finals championship. But is it due to strictly his play, or is it due to the players around him, i.e., Brown? I think what we have a problem with is we want to make Jason Tatum the poster child or one of the faces of the NBA on the back of Brown. In the aspect of we seen how they shitted on Brown when he should have went to the Olympics. Not only did they take him, but when they did a replacement player, they went and got White. It took White over Brown, and they still had Tatum out there. I don't think that Brown is getting his just due. And when we get down to a real NBA ball players are gonna say that, yeah, that is Brown. And Tatum is just kind of riding the wave of what Brown's doing.
yeah, I totally agree.
And, and not to take away what Tatum's doing, because I'm telling you, during the regular season, Tatum a fucking problem. He's a beast. The thing is, his regular season play and his postseason play do not match. It's similar to when Fab drop a mixtape and he drop an album. It don't match.
Yeah,
It's similar to Wiz Khalifa when he dropped the mixtapes and dropped the albums. It don't
rolling
match.
papers,
It's
sipping
similar
the
to
orange
battle
juice.
rappers when they battle rap and they drop an album. This shit don't match. Like, what is we doing? Hey man, yeah, rolling papers. Come on, bro. Like, see, so I'm questioning now what we constantly been running into in this NBA. If we talked about it, all this shuffling around and everything else, and players not matching everything else. Sometimes it's just come down to the fact that the player needs to step the fuck up. And I think that's the problem that we have, and with all these people moving teams. Now you don't need to move, my guy. You work on your skills and sharpen your tool set. So, that was just my hot take on that. I'm questioning the legitimacy of the Boston Celtics for real, bro, because they
I feel that.
yeah.
But
Now today we got 2 game 7s. We got the Raptors and the Cavs, and we got the Magic and the Pistons games in these matchups.
the Raptors and the Cavs, that's been a hard fought series for sure. If the Raptors lose, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but they're a young team. They'll be back. If the Cavaliers lose, we are talking about something very drastic happening in the offseason.
Yeah.
And then we got to talk about James Harden. There's conversations that's going to have to be had. And then also Donovan Mitchell. I think he's on his last year or two of his deal. And who knows if he's actually going to stay.
Right.
Because he didn't choose the Cavaliers. He's ended up getting traded there.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a big series for them. Now, for the question of the Magic and the Pistons, that kind of surprised me, the series, because at a point in time, I thought the Magic had it all won because the Pistons just wasn't showing up.
Yeah.
They were not. The Magic was whooping that ass. I'm intrigued with this one because they're both really young teams. And I think they got years to show how much they're going to be in the playoff picture. So I'm intrigued to see who's going to show that moxie that they'll be like, oh, I got it. But I do have a question.
What's that?
Just to double back for a second. I think we need to have a real conversation. Tyrese Maxey for the 76ers, he had 30 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Now, he's been very consistent ever since he's gone to the spotlight. Now, it bears the question. Is he a top 5 point guard in the league now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he top 3?
Pushing it on that one. I off the top of my head, no. Possibly. But that's off the top of my head. He can be argued. He's on the cusp. He can be argued. The thing about Maxey is the opposite of what Tatum is. When the playoffs hit, bro turns up.
Yeah.
He turns the fuck up. Like, my man's is out there getting off. And the thing is, we fail to realize he really wasn't even supposed to be the star player. That team was supposed to be built around Embiid. And the thing is, Embiid has been out.
You know what's crazy? Maxey wasn't supposed to be the starter because Ben Simmons was supposed to be the starter.
Yep.
He only became the starter because Ben Simmons wanted out.
Yeah.
If Ben Simmons was still in the NBA and still in the 76ers and shooting the ball, will we even be talking about Tyrese Maxey right now?
Not on the 76ers.
Aspect.
Not on the 76ers, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. It's going to get to the point of, if Embiid is healthy, can stay healthy. And the thing is, this has been a part of his career for years. Like, since it's been a part of his career. But if he can stay healthy with him and Maxi, this might be one of the best point big duos that we've seen in a few years.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, who you match it up with? Shaq and Kobe, Tony Parker and Tim Duncan, even though he was power forward.
It's a big, he a big.
Yeah,
Nah, like it ain't that good yet. We ain't go. It ain't ready to cook yet. We ain't
just
gonna cook
ask you a
that yet.
question.
Now, like as far as in the past couple of years, I put it with the Russell and Joker. I put it with uh I put it amongst that. Like it can be compared. But I can't go that far yet to start talking about Kobe, Shaq.
Okay.
You know, I ain't putting it with the Rondo, KG. It's not there yet. It's
I
not there.
mean, that's legendary.
What
If they win a championship, would that change your mind?
it puts them, it puts them at the table. That's what it
Okay.
does. It puts them at the table. It puts them at the table of being like, okay, but here go the thing. It ain't enough. I need more. Because the thing is, we've only had a little sample size of this. Can you do a whole season of it? And not only can you do a whole season, can you sit up here and run it back? That's the thing. Then the endurance is where it's key because you can do it in a playoff, but you come back next and do it in a playoff again. If they can do that, now we can start talking about that because you talk about the Kobe and Shaq, they ran that motherfucker back a few times. When you say talk about the Rondo and the KG, they ran that back a few times. But when you sit here and talk about when you talk about what they got out there in Denver, what they did the past couple of years and how they competed with that 1-2 punch. Really, it's a 1-2-3 punch, but 1-2 punch. I mean, it Maxi and B can do that. I mean, come on, bro. And B really supposed to be the best big man in the league if we supposed to keep it a beam until
Facts.
Wemby showed up.
But also his knees kind of derailed him on that too.
Injuries have been kicking his ass, man. But
injuries been kicking his ass, man. But
I would definitely say it's gonna be interesting to see what them boys do in this run. And I ain't gonna lie, I think I got the Pistons taking that game against the Magic, and I also got I think I'm gonna take the Raptors just because um it's time for them to fast forward and speed up this conversation about Harden. I'm not a Harden hater, but he's starting to look real suspicious often.
Yeah. I'm going to give him a chance. I'm gonna go Cavs, and I'm gonna go Magic to close it out. Just
Cavs
in
and Magic.
case. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Now, go ahead.
there's another question. It's a lot of questions that need to be had within this first round. So, the Denver Nuggets. You brought up your Joker. Now, once again, they have been out of the playoffs. They
Yeah.
lose in the first round.
Yeah.
I think it's the first season without their head coach Mike Malone.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 98 to 110 to the Timberwolves, who is a 6th seed. Nuggets was a 3rd. And Jokic during this playoff run wasn't necessarily looking like the Jokic of, normal. I mean, the last game he was all right. He was 28 points, but 9 rebounds, 10 assists. But I think the game before that, he only had 2 points in the fourth quarter. Like, come on, bro. You're supposed to be the star player. You're supposed to be the MVP. You got to play better. Now, what do the Nuggets do in the offseason? Do they try and get some more help? And who do they get? What does Joker do? Does he want to continue to stay playing for the franchise?
Yeah. Yeah. He ain't going nowhere. They definitely gotta address some roster issues. I think that roster is too top heavy. I think they ain't got no depth. Um And the thing is, you're playing in the conference where you gotta have depth. Like it's not no answers. It's cool to have that mean as like starting five. You know what I mean? You got your strong three. But the fact of the matter, everybody got a strong three in the West right now. The fact is, you gotta have a bench. When you sit up here talking about who's competing against OKC right now, and we're talking about this before they get ready to hit this draft. Like you got to be able to go on your bench. When you sit up here and talk about you looking at the Spurs, like these teams, a lot of these teams have benches, and you talking about a lot of teams that's not in the playoffs right now that still have benches, young teams. Sacramento. When you start talking about some of this depth that's out there, teams that just were poorly coached, but they got the rosters, Portland. You know what I'm saying? So I I think they're gonna have to address their roster. And if they gotta shake some shit up, they gotta shake some shit up.
Yeah.
And I want to say I'll definitely say this that the Minnesota Timberwolves expose the Nuggets. They got out athletic. That team went out there, they realized went out there without their key player, mind you, two of them.
Facts.
Them cats out there and went like legitimately, bro. Like they didn't shy away from none of them. They went at Joker, they went at Russ. Like, bro, come on. Like, come on, give me that. You're gonna have to take all this. And them boys made a name for themselves out there in this first round. If they do that again, this second round, if the Minnesota Timberwolves make this run with them cats, with Edwards easing his way back in, because if they're gonna continue to play like this, you ain't gotta rush Anthony Edwards back.
Yeah.
But if they play like this, dog, Minnesota is going to be a fucking problem because that's bench. Now you sit up here talking about you can sit up here and relieve players. Yeah.
But the question is, do you see them beating the Spurs with the team that they have? Wemby, Stephon Castle.
I think Wemby is probably the OKC of the two teams. The Spurs and OKC are the two teams to beat.
Yeah.
Period.
Facts.
Period. If those two teams were on on the opposite side of this thing, that would probably, I would say that would be the NBA final. But the fact that they in the same conference, I mean, it's tragic. So yeah, I hate it. Whoever win that one, it's gonna be a monster. And here go the thing though, it's not guaranteed because that West is a damn shootout over there right now, bro. Like, I can't 100% say that the Timberwolves won't because you got a Wemby mismatch, but then when Edwards come back, who really matching up with Edwards? Who's really matching up with that 1-2 punch that they've showed that's with these cats coming off the bench? I don't know. I don't know. The only team that I say can match up with either one of them teams is probably OKC, and that they run it up against anybody. Yeah, so with that though, I want to get to the coaching news before we get off of NBA. We got some people in the hot seats. And we got some hirings, some firings, and some things to talk about. One, do you think that the Denver Nuggets coach is on the hot seat? Do you think Dave Adelman should have his name thrown in the hot seat?
Yes. Because he couldn't even do what Mike Malone was doing. So if you can't even do something that a coach that we fired did, then what's the point in you being the coach for our team?
Correct.
And like, he's a prodigy. His dad is Rick Adelman, former NBA coach. But it might show that he may not be ready for that spotlight. He may not be ready to be the head coach of a basketball team, especially a team that has a generational player like Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
You can't even get out of the first round against a team that is decimated with injuries and that was ranked behind you anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm He definitely should be on the hot seat for sure.
All right. So Portland is in search too. The Blazers officially looking for a new head coach after being bounced by the Spurs. Uh with Splitter is in the mix and they throwing a wide net. Um, do you feel like that's a destination for a lot of coaches? Is it a desirable team? I mean, they are.
I think they hold a top pick this draft, don't they? I'm almost positive they do. And then they got
Yeah,
Damian Lillard coming back next year, and they got a squad. Personally, if I were them, even though I think the reports are saying that they're looking outside of the organization, Tiago Splitter has done an amazing job with that team
he has.
because they were not expected to be a 7 seed at all
Right.
to win the games that they were winning.
Yeah.
Scoot Henderson was playing his ass off too. Drew Holiday, just to name a couple. Tiago Splitter should have that job.
They say
Now, I feel like,
he's in the mix.
yeah, he's in the mix, but he's not going to get the job, I don't think. Because the way they're talking like, oh, yeah, I appreciate you. You did a great job or whatever. But they kind of, I think, and they want that prestige. And I
Yeah.
don't think Tiago Splitter has that prestige, even though he's a former NBA player. And he played for the Spurs. So it's like he knows championship ball. So I would keep
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see, man, because me personally, I think, look, hire within. If your coach can get you to the playoffs, your intern coach can get you to the playoffs, and you ain't got your key player, it shows that the team's rallying behind you. This could be similar to a Freeman situation at Notre Dame, where when Brian Kelly left, Freeman took over, and people were kind of like, hmm. But as you see, probably was one of the better hires, as far as for that program. So I think the same thing can go as far as with the Portland Trailblazers. High within, the players are familiar. You ain't got to come in with a new scheme and try to sit up here and rebuild the culture in a different way.
it. But I will add, it's a little different, this situation. He was not expected to be interim. He was not expected to be a head coach. The head coach got into some legal issues and, he got thrusted into that role unexpectedly. So
Right.
he had to pretty much coach on the whim. He had
Yeah.
to, learn as he go.
Yeah.
So that's a little different than, hey, I'm leaving. We want to give you that opportunity. Nah, it was like, oh shit, we got to do something,
Right.
and he took that shit within stride.
Yeah. So we're gonna move along, man. We're gonna jump into a little bit of this NFL. It ain't really too much going on just because after the draft, we already addressed that. You got a lot of teams that's just filling their rosters out. But you got a couple of little shakeups, especially here in Nashville. We had you had Chad Brinker step down from his president of football operations position. And this was immediate. It wasn't expected, and now it leaves Borgonzi in a position to run the GM spot. Uh, as a person who's kind of been amongst this and it, I ain't gonna say I'm in the know, but just familiar with the situation. It's been a lot of mixed viewpoints about this situation. You have a lot of people who were questioning why Chad Brinker was even hired when he was hired by Rand Carthon. Rand Carthon was the original GM, and he was trying to do a multi-head situation as far as with the GM position to kind of just spell people from certain responsibilities. When Rand Carthon got fired, Chad Brinker took over. The thing is, the organization ain't look good under that whole spell. So now we're finally starting to get into a position where we're hired, where we're drafting good people and picking up good free agencies and getting a good head coach. But it's under the watch of Borgonzi. So the rumors around the organization was that Chad Brinker any pull or say so. He pretty much was just kind of like wearing the label, similar to what happened with Rand Carthon, the GM. He didn't have any say so, but he was taking on the criticism, saying that he wasn't getting the job done. Let me ask you this, Jim, and just on the outside looking in, I know that you familiar with the Titans a little bit, but you a Ravens fan. Does this sound like that Tennessee ain't got their shit together in the front office?
Yep. Same old shit, different day. Yeah, it seems exactly they don't know what they're doing. They don't know who they want to put in the right spots. They just going with it. But I don't know. Hopefully they figure it out in the next couple of years. I think they're saying that Super Bowl should be there in the next couple of years.
2030,
What, 2020,
2030,
28, 29?
2030.
2030. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess they're preparing themselves to get into the right spot. But, as of right now, it don't look like it's going well for them. But
Yeah.
they had a decent draft.
Yeah, solid. The thing is we've made some solid moves as far as in free agency. But we just with this one taking place, I think what it does is now it puts the sole focus on Berganzi and what he brings to what if he's for real, because there's nowhere else to put the blame but on him. And after him is Amy. So, we're gonna have to question the owner after that. But one of the key names that's in free agency that people are talking about is the Chargers possibly inquiring about Deebo Samuels. Now if people are wondering what's the connection, it's McDaniels, who was Mike McDaniels, who was the offensive coordinator at San Francisco when Deebo was out there at San Francisco. He was his offensive coordinator. So this could be a reuniting in LA. What you think about that combination of those two reuniting if it happens?
I mean, I think it's cool. It's all right. But I mean, because this ain't the Deebo Samuel of a couple years ago. You talking about a Deebo Samuel that didn't really produce when he was in Washington. So it's like, is he going to be that Deebo Samuel? Is he going to have little sparks of the Deebo Samuel we saw on the 49ers? Like, it's a good move. It's cool. You go to somebody that you're familiar with, but the question is it you or is it the scheme? Is it the coaching? Because if he can get that spark back, then cool, fine. But, he's what, 30 now? And his play has slacked off. So, I mean, it's a good pickup. Nevertheless, it's a great pickup for Matt Stafford, great pickup for the Rams. But, it's only time going to be tell. Like, is
it's
it
the
going to be
Chargers, not the Rams, it's the Chargers.
Chargers? Oh, I'm tripping. Yeah. But even
but
still,
so
it's a good pickup for
Herbert.
Herbert. But
Well, here goes the thing. The knock has been anybody who knows the game. The knock has been that Deebo really ain't a receiver.
he's a running back, bro.
He really a running back. Yeah. So the thing is, it's kind of like if you're not scheming him the right way. If you look at some of his best productions and some of his best games is when they utilized him in a running back fashion. So and then when McDaniels left, when he left, you notice that the way they schemed him and they utilized him kind of disappeared. So So I think what you have is I don't know if it's so much that he felt like you didn't utilize him. It's kind of like when you go back, it's similar to Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin, one of the most explosive players that never was. Just due to the fact, yeah, it was the injuries. But the thing is, that teams weren't utilizing. They denied the Vikings didn't utilize that man the way that he really should have been utilized. He should have been more of a running back. And the things, if they would have utilized Percy Harvin the way that Mike McDaniels utilized Debo Samuels, you would have had the same thing. They the same size, but Percy Harvin is twice as fast. So I think the scheme can work because he wanted to do that with Tyreek, but Tyreek ain't built like that. And he had A Chain. Think about it, A Chain was producing like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I think reuniting of these two could be cool for Debo, man. I think this could kind of put something back under, spark back under him. But now I'm with you though. Like he a little bit older, and I don't know if the injuries kind of took toll, but I don't expect it to be similar to where the numbers he was putting up where he was with San Francisco in his prime. You talking about what, almost 4 years ago?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
And now look, and, and honestly, I personally I kind of blame him too. Like even if it's a different scheme and you didn't want to utilize him, he didn't want to be a running back. He never wanted to be in the backfield. That's just how they use him because he has that running back build, and he's damn good at it.
right.
And he didn't want to do it, but he wanted to be paid like a two-position player, which he was. So they utilized him more as a receiver, and as you can tell, that shit didn't work. Now you added the Percy Harvin aspect. Percy Harvin, he dealt with chronic migraines, so it was like he did a little running back, he did receiver, he did kick and punt return, but he couldn't necessarily deal with the brunt of what being a running back is because he had to deal with a whole bunch of injuries and chronic migraines. So his
Right.
story is a little different.
Yeah. It, I guess my thing is I was talking more the point of like he could have been utilized in a different way. And I think the scheme and abilities is there. And you gotta utilize people. I guess you got to utilize the talent that the way that it should be. Yeah, Debo put up some hellified stats. The name sounds eye popping when you talk about oh shit. But the fact of the matter is that motherfucker, you trying to put a square peg in a round hole, then you're gonna have problems. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing that you got with Debo. Debo is not no stereotypical wide receiver. And it was that. Like even the people like us on the outside looking in, we know that man really ain't no true. When have we ever really seen him run the route tree? Like you you not seeing that man really just all in the tree. Don't get it twisted, but yeah, bro, like my man is a drag, swing, you know what I'm saying, hitch, fade guy. You know what I'm saying? He not give you them things come back down to 12s and shit like that. So, I think if we could, that's the most eye popping FA talk. I think if that pulls through with him and I keep on forgetting what's the other quarterback that's already out there came from Georgia.
Stetson Bennett
With the Chargers.
was the Chargers. From Georgia.
Yeah, he came out of
know.
Georgia. I know. Look, Chat gonna be going crazy.
Was he in this year's draft?
Nah, he wasn't this year's draft.
Yeah, I was saying,
Lad McConkey.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Lad McConkey, Trey Harris, and I don't know what the hell going on with Quentin Johnston. He's so damn hit or miss. But a Lad McConkey, Trey Harris, and a Debo and a Quentin just for size, I mean,
Yeah,
like, it and Amario Hampton in the running back, I mean in the backfield, I mean shit, you might have some, man. So I just like the fact that your boy stepping the fuck out the way on the offensive side of the ball and trying to get with the times. Harbaugh. That shit,
yeah,
it seemed like it was cool, but hey, look here, bro. That shit worked when you went to the 49ers. That shit worked when you went to Michigan. Bro, it's 2026, bro. You're gonna have to get you 3 receivers out there on the field right now. You know what I'm saying?
gotcha.
Them players ain't built like you used to. You used to 400-pound offensive linemen and fullbacks and shit. That shit don't exist no more, bro. So shout out to Harbaugh getting out here, putting his pride aside and getting some real new age offense in there. Moving along, we're gonna talk about just a little bit of college. One of the biggest situations going on is Brandon Sorsby, one of the highest touted players that hit the portal, transferred from Indiana to Cincinnati, had some of his best stats in Cincinnati, and transferred to Texas Tech for the bag. Right now, he's under investigations uh, for a collegiate betting scandal. The investigation of betting allegations, the term of the allegations, the text refers target Sorsby wagering activity according to reports in late 26. Sorsby betted thousands of online bets, averaging roughly around 20 wagers per day, spanning several years of multiple sports. The issue is that too, he bet on the Indiana Hoosiers, who he was on the roster for. Now, mind you, he was redshirted at the time. He was a redshirt freshman, but he still bet on the team, which is a violation and can cause permanent eligibility to your school, I mean to the player, and put your school in jeopardy. What are your feelings about this, gentlemen?
Why can't these people just get it right? Why can't these players just know, like, hey, it is against the rules? It's not something like, damn, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have did that. Like you get caught and you arrested or some shit. Like sometimes you can't help that shit. Gambling, gambling, bro. You literally took it upon yourself. Go on an app or go to a building where gambling is being had. Place bets on sports, including yours, and on your team, and nothing in your head thinks like, damn, that's
That's
a
dumb as hell.
dumbass thing to fucking do.
Stupid.
Like time and time again. Like, do I have to name all former players that got, you know, banned for life or suspended? What's her name? Jonte Porter, Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, banned for life from the NBA.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley got suspended for a year. There's another receiver or so on the Jets that got suspended. Like Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Like when does it come to your head like dumbass? Like so what's happening now is they're investigating. And allegedly what they're gonna find is that he was gambling on his fucking team.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna be banned from college football.
Yeah.
Now, that is his college football ineligibility. But that has nothing to do with NFL. He has until June 30th, I believe, to apply for the supplemental draft in hopes of getting approved and drafted to an NFL team. Now, within you signing up for the draft, it has to be approved. They have to know why you deciding to leave school to go into the supplemental draft. Like, what's the reasons?
Right.
And any clear-minded individual is going to read the reasons and be like, "Huh, you got caught gambling on your team, and you want us to pick you up and chances to give you more money just so you can possibly gamble on your NFL team?" His career is done. He is done being a football player. Hey, sir, call State Farm. They're looking for some insurance agent. You're done. You're
Hey,
done. You're about to be a used car salesman, bro. Don't be dumb.
hey,
That's
so
my
here goes.
unfiltered take.
Hey, so we got a little bit more though. Here goes the other part to it.
Oh shit.
Apparently in April 27th of 2026, reports have surfaced that Cincinnati athletic department was alerted of Sorsby's gambling in early 2025, and he still played in 12 games for Cincinnati.
Oh yeah. Cincinnati's cooked too. They're cooked. They not al dente. They're mushy as fuck cooked. They about to be sanctioned out the ass like the 2000 Miami Hurricanes.
All right, chill out, bro.
Hey, I said what I said. They ain't get off them sanctions till what, the late teens,
Bro,
2000 teens.
we just bounced back the past two
What was it,
seasons.
2018 when they just got off that shit?
Nah,
I think they started in 2003, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
04.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. It took about we had 10-year effect. It was
Yeah,
about a 10-year effect on us.
that's what they about to do to Cincinnati. Because you blatantly broke the rules. You allowed gambling in our school. Because then now you're talking about integrity of the game. And obviously, no league, no establishment wants to ruin the integrity of the game. Because there's already people out there saying, oh, this shit's rigged. The refs are this, the league is that. And you have blatant instances where they are rigging this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have that. So Sorsby, I'm sure you're a great person. I'm sure you're a great guy, but your career is done as a football player. Just saying.
Yeah.
Unless the USFL pick you up.
Well, the investigations are still going on, so it's gonna be interesting to see if they actually go with enforcing the rule on him, because we've seen how the NCAA has been known to fold. At this point, right now, the NCAA is really these players are getting paid damn near more than most of these NFL players. So I don't know if the NCAA is going to hold true to this, because at the end of the day, it seems like that money talks. And when they go into these courtrooms, it seems like the NCAA just going in there with some with just some public defenders. I don't know what's happening, but that's going to be one to keep an eye on. I do want to pivot to another slightly social, more current news gossip, but it still affects basketball and sports. And this is the whole Meg Stallion and Klay Thompson break up, messy ass sister friend girl gossip. So for a lot of y'all that didn't, and for the ones that didn't know, Klay Thompson, former Splash brother, current Maverick, has been dating Meg the Stallion, the hip hop artist phenom. Um, Recently they just had a messy breakup. The drama unfolded publicly when Meg posted several accusations on her Instagram story, leading to the confirmation of the split up. The breakup timeline: 25th of April and 26th, Meg seemingly confirmed that the split was via Instagram, accusing Dallas Mavericks guard infidelity. She wrote about being around his family, playing house, only for him to get cold feet and question if he could be monogamous. She claimed that he had mood swings during the season and it was difficult in the ways that he treated her. What's your viewpoint about this whole public breakup?
Okay. Ugh, I'm about to get real unfiltered. So, you want to talk about mood swings? This dude picked the Dallas Mavericks to play for because he wanted to play with Luka Doncic, and they ended up trading him away. And then he decides, well, the coach decides, like, hey, you're better off as a bench player. And then they're not winning games. So, of course, you're going to be fucking having mood swings during the season. You're frustrated. You're a basketball player. You love to compete, and you're not competing, at least to the level you've been competing for over 10 years. So, of course, that's the case. Now, as far as like the publicity around it, like, I don't like public relationships. Personally, I don't. I like to be private. Like, if shit happens in the dark. Me and you know, like, we ain't gotta be talking to friends, family. Like, we right here. Now, since it is public, I mean, shit. He told you he didn't know if he could be with one woman. Some niggas just be like, "Hey, my bad, I cheated."
Just out there dropping dick off.
Yeah. Some people are like that. At least he
Yeah.
let you know. But then again, it's a double-edged sword. Like, you can't make the music that you make dog niggas like you do. Say you run niggas, you do this, you do that, and be this whole promiscuous, ambiance around you. And then be like, oh no, I can't deal with that. I mean, think about all the shit he has to deal with while dealing with her. All the surrounding shit that goes around.
So they said that he love bombed her. Is the words that we're using as far as some of the women who have been commenting in the chat saying that he love bombed her. What your what your opinions about that,
I'm
bro?
feeling triggered. I'm feeling triggered.
Hey,
Hold up. I think I got something for this. Where is that? Oh damn! I knew exactly where it was at. It's okay. People always misconstrue what the definition of certain words are. Love bombing is like, okay, you show all this love, you show all this affection or whatever to get the girl. You love bomb. Now, the difference between love bombing and what I'm about to say is two different. Sometimes you fuck with a girl, you love her or you like her or whatever, what the case may be. So of course you're gonna show love like a normal human being. But then sometimes you realize, like, damn, this shit is not worth it. And then you back off that love. That love that I gave you before was real. But then you realize, man, this shit ain't worth it. I'm cool. So obviously the love stopped. It's not love bombing. It's just realization. It's a difference.
right.
And what's that say? That's another one. That shit ain't real. Gaslighting ain't real. Sometimes you just crazy.
That boy is on one. Hey, brother, you cool? You cool? Oh,
just saying, like maybe he did love Bomber, but at the same time, we don't know. But at the same time, sometimes that love is real, and sometimes people just realize the love that you give is either not worth it or not appreciated, so they stop. It's not love bombing; it's realization. It's a
right.
difference.
So in a situation like this, man, I think it's tragic. But here goes the difference. We have a problem where I feel like right now we've moved towards everybody is in the fishbowl, not even just celebrities, but also just regular individuals. And the thing is, it puts a stress on anything when you have so many people who are scrutinizing and have opinions about something that they're not truly informed or involved in. When you're on the outside looking in, you really don't know what's going on behind them closed doors and them conversations and that pillow talking that's taking place. And the thing is, what's being put out there is only just one side of the story. And that leaves room for manipulation and falsifications and misinformation. So I hate the fact that this transpired, but when you look at it in a broader spectrum, you see situations like this with Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini, infidelity, people sneaking off. And the thing is, we don't really know the full ins and outs of what was happening behind both of those in those homes behind closed doors. So, and not saying that anything is right, not saying that manipulation is right, not saying that narcissism is right, because all these things could be a factor. But what I'm saying is, as a society, as a lot of us on the outside looking in, put yourself in those shoes. You don't want everybody in your business, because now when you start getting that unwanted attention, that shit don't rock and feel the same. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my little 2 cents on that. And with that, we get ready to wrap this up, man. Hey,
Hold
we
on.
have more to talk about, but go ahead. Get your
One more thing.
get your
One more thing. Name one time that we've seen Klay Thompson in the public eye outside of basketball.
and he got a roster, bro. He got a roster. A lot of people didn't know he was messing with fucking with Coco Jones. Like, bro's got a roster.
I may say he's
And
not
be
out
low.
there like that.
She made this, she took this to that point, and the fact of the matter is, here goes the issue. You wanted attention, you got the attention, and now the thing is, it's not going to her favor, and people are flipping it and turning it back on her, and she don't like it. And the thing is,
public with everything.
And just like somebody said, man, when you look at your counterparts, you look at some of these other people, you don't see I'm making it cultural, but you don't see a lot of white folks running to social media putting their business out there. Nope. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people. You ain't see that the whole Tom Brady. We still don't know the ins and outs about Tom Brady damn divorce.
Nope. And honestly, Jay,
and she was out there getting put all kind of figure fours, leg locks, and her jiu-jitsu trainer. So, but with that, man, we gonna wrap it up. Hey, make sure that y'all sit up here and tap back in with us. Y'all follow us on our social media sites. Make sure y'all follow us on TikTok. Hit that like, subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram and our Facebook fan page, Twitch. Also, www.unfilteredandonball.com. Couple of more seconds. You got anything, Jimmy?
Man, just keep rocking with us, man. We're gonna stay unfiltered. I think this might be the most unfiltered we've ever been.
Yeah, we gonna get worse, man. We're gonna get worse. Hey, but we'll be back next Monday, man. I appreciate y'all. We'll be back like two shoulder blades. Peace.
Peace.